This is the Full Disclosure Podcast. So, welcome back for the first time.
So,
Really appreciate you guys taking the time to check us out and giving us a little sneak peek and see if you can subscribe to us and help us reach some type of stardom from here.
and definitely reach y'all in your many battles in life. Together and individually, we have battled many things, and we've overcome many things as well.
Exactly. And this is why this podcast is called Full Disclosure, because this podcast we're going to talk about any and everything as far as in the in-depth of any conversation and just get the nitty-gritty. We can't say. Let's not make it. This is full disclosure, goddamn. Let's not make it sound like it was all peaches and cream. We have been through a lot and off and on. We done got married in this.
Twice.
We
Technically, we got married twice.
That's crazy. I would love to talk about that. The reason why this podcast, I feel like we can curate it to be something that we want it to be is because obviously, look, we have 20 years of just relationship stuff that we went through and what's in the in between there, you know what I mean? And one of the things that might help us is that I don't remember too much. She said we got married twice. First of all, let's dig into that because I don't even remember why. And then obviously she's gonna tell us why, and then I'm gonna start asking questions. I'm gonna be just as intrigued as you guys, and then it's gonna start coming back to me as it usually does to people that lose their memory like this. You gotta piece it back together. Exaggeration, yes. Lies, maybe. Well, full disclosure, welcome. So, welcome. So, what we got married twice?
So we got married
What?
twice. So the first one was our official wedding. It was small and cute. We only had a handful of people there.
I remember the first one. Yes, I do remember that one. Elias was.
He was like 9 months.
Yeah.
No, he was 9 months. It
I'm
was in
not
April,
sure.
So he was like 5-6 months.
Yeah, she got pregnant, and I just said, "Fuck, we gotta get married. Is the right thing to do." I just had to, right?
I don't remember it like that though. Okay, so getting married, I think we had planned it. Like I had thought about it one time.
Wait, are you sure that it wasn't like that? Because that's what I recall. Is that you got pregnant? I said, I have to do the right thing to honor you and your family, and I went to go ask your mom in marriage, and for your hand in marriage.
It definitely didn't happen like that.
Okay, so tell her your side, because that was mine.
So we were young, and we were like, okay, so we were young, and I don't remember exactly how it happened, but we ended up saying, okay, listen, I obviously as the female really wanted to get married, and Kevin's silly self, his silly self, he was like, hey, get me 2 pair of sneakers and we'll get married. And we did it. So we went to get the marriage license. So this was like a 2-week thing. In 2 weeks we decided we were gonna get married. Actually I remember it, again going back and forth. I remember it being, there was a 1 year when my sister got married. I was gonna get married around that time, but I didn't. And then the next year, it was like a 2-week thing. Kevin was like, I said I wanted to get married, and he was pretty much like, yeah. So he was like, yo, get me 2 pair of sneakers and I'll marry you. And that was like the dumbest thing ever. But he ended up doing it, and we got our marriage license, and then we went and got married. And there was just a handful of people there, and then we went to this restaurant, Victor's, to celebrate. And the reason we picked Victor's was because we had been talking one time when we were dating when I was in college. My high school teacher had told me about Victor's, and we went on a date to Victor's. And now that I remember, I think I was pregnant when we went there, and that's kind of where we spoke about the pregnancy. And then we ended up going back for a wedding. It was little, it was my mom, my sisters. None of Kevin's family were there because we had a bunch of stuff going on with them. But my sisters, my nieces, my ex-sister-in-law, my mom's boyfriend, was there, and so yeah, it was quite interesting. I was telling him about the sneakers. I was telling him about the sneakers.
About the sneakers. Wait, what sneakers are you talking about?
So I think it was the foam pods, right? It was the foam pods, and I can't remember what the other ones were.
Okay, so I'm gonna be honest. I do remember the foam pods. They were the purple eggplants, and I can't remember the other one. Did you say the purple eggplants?
I didn't tell him. I can't remember. But I was just saying that I remember we were gonna do it one year, but we didn't do it that year. That's my sister got married, and then the next year we decided to do it, and it was like a 2-week planning thing. Like it was like, yo, we're gonna get married. Oh, I remember picking the date because the date had to be like, I like numbers and it being meaningful, and this means something completely different to me than it does to Kevin because Kevin is Kevin. So I remember the date. The date I picked was April 23rd.
There's a significant meaning behind that?
Yes, Kevin. See what I'm saying? Like,
I thought it was just a day, like, that was the day you booked it. That was the open availability.
No. So, the 4th, so April's 4/23, obviously, right? So, 4 is his birthday and Elias's birthday. Like, they were both born on the 4th, and I was born on the 23rd. So, we picked, clearly, by the look on his face, clearly I picked.
So, my jaw just dropped, first off. You didn't see that yet because we still don't have no video to it, which we can, but we're a little bit on the fences about that. Definitely subscribe to the Arguello brand on YouTube, please. You can see who we are, what we look like, and we'll be a little bit more depth behind our journey and testimonial. Now back to our regular schedule programming.
Yeah, so 4/23, that's why we got married on that date. And I mean, honestly, I picked it because we should never forget it.
I mean, I can't forget it. I know that. Did I ever forget it in the 20 years?
We haven't been married for 20 years.
How long have you been married? That's a great question, Kev. How long?
11 years. It was the reason is going to be very, very funny. So he had gotten a job, and that job, for some reason, was giving him a hard time with his last name. And the reason why is
Air serve?
No, I think it was the doorman job. So when we got married, I was on this, I wouldn't call it a feminist thing.
It was air serve.
No, it wasn't. Air serve was during Job Corps. We got married the second time not that long ago.
Alright, just shut up.
No, you can talk, but it wasn't air serve.
So yeah, cause I was about to say, because if it was air serve, I don't know if you guys know, we're from New York. So we're from Flushing, New York. We're not from like Buffalo, New York. We're from Queens, New York. You feel me? So air serve was a job working at the airport, and it was a job I was getting paid like $5.95 in 2015. Goddamn it, like, you know what I mean? Like, so did I go this hard to get that job? Probably in my head, but I'm just gonna let her continue saying what she's saying.
So when we got married the first time, I was like, oh, well, okay. So I'm all over the place. But when Elias was born, he was we gave him both last names. Until this day, he has both last names. Why? Because I was like, oh my God, I pushed this kid out. He needs to have my last name. I need to get credit.
So I'm just gonna fess up and confess to you men, okay? To you men, okay? So it's a little bit of a little traumatic emotion for me at the moment, because the first time I think she skipped over a lot of things, but I'm just gonna nip and pick. This is part of the Full Disclosure podcast. Goddamn it, welcome. So when we got married the first time, I did take your last name, so I did hyphenize myself. Hashtag do not hyphenize men. I don't know why I took your last name. I was coerced, and I was badly beaten for me to take her last name.
That's a lie.
And now that it's coming back to me, I think we got married again, so we can take off the hyphenization.
Yes.
If that's a word, please subscribe to this damn fucking channel, man. This damn podcast, please. Yeah, do not take the hyphen, you guys. I don't care how old you are. Learn from me. I go through a lot of stuff, so you men don't have to.
Thank you for being the example, babe.
I will. I need to lead as is.
Thank you.
I need to act as if. So I will be the role model and the punching bag for you men. and just understand that you do not need to take the hyphen. It is the other way around. This woman that she's lucky to have you guys. Don't ever forget, you guys are better than what you think you are. Don't ever take the hyphen.
Men empowerment. Okay.
Ever.
So yes, we both had the same exact last name. We were both hyphenated.
I like she's down with the word. Tell me if that's not a word, please.
We both had hyphens. It was an interesting time. So then, down the line, a few years later, quite some time later, Kevin gets a job as a doorman, and this job, I don't remember what was the problem. Oh, I remember. It was like if
it didn't match, right?
Yeah, like your social security card didn't match
exactly
with your something with your ID. I think it was.
Yeah, because
they were like,
because I hid the fact that I was hyphenated. I didn't want to tell people I was hyphen like that. That's like.
And he's had
walking around with a disease.
He's had a lot of jobs before that.
Because I hid it well.
But this job wouldn't let it go.
Because this was a really good job, guys, at the time. And it's just a spoiler. I did lose the job, but go ahead, babe. I'm sorry.
And then, so there were two options, right? So remember, this was like at the dirt bottom of our marriage.
Yes.
There were two options. We can either get married again because it takes no time to change your name when you get married, or we can get divorced. But divorce comes with money and time.
Wait, is that the reason why you never divorced me throughout this whole 11 years? Honestly. Full disclosure.
What's the reason why?
Because of money.
No.
Full disclosure.
No. What? So, divorce takes time and money. So, this was a scary time for me personally because at the stage that we were in our lives, divorce was definitely an option.
It was imminent. It was imminent in my point of view. I am not going to lie to you guys. It was, because I would threaten you with this, correct?
Yeah.
Maybe threaten is not the right word, but full disclosure, goddammit, welcome.
So,
is that funny?
It's funny, yeah.
I like it.
So, yeah, divorce was probably ideally the thing that was supposed to happen, I guess. Not supposed to because it didn't. But it was like the ideal
You were with it too, like 50%?
To get divorced?
Yeah.
No.
Oh, so then how was it ideally? It was ideally in my...
For you. Yeah,
oh, yeah.
Because of the stage... Yeah, for you, because...
for sure.
And, like, from an outsider looking in, what we were going through in life, it was like, that's what was happening. Like, divorce was probably the next step. But, like I said, divorce took time and money, and we didn't necessarily have the time, and I wasn't going to chuck up any money. I know Kevin could have found it, but we decided to get married. Again. So his mom went. I think it was his mom and both our kids or something.
I do remember my mom there with us.
I don't remember. And the only reason why his mom went is because obviously we need a witness. And she wasn't there at the first one. So we were like, hey, do you want to come be the witness or whatever?
But little did she know we was going there to take away my hyphenation.
Oh, no, she knew.
She probably did. I'm not sure, guys. I'm sorry. Full disclosure.
So it was an interesting time. It was funny. So we got married, and I don't remember what happened for the rest of the day, but I think we literally we might have just gone our separate ways for the rest of the day.
I think so. I think I had to go to work, kind of some shit.
I think so. And then the lady, I don't even think we kissed when we got married.
Were we at that place?
We went to the one in Queens.
I remember.
The first time it was in Manhattan.
I remember.
The second time it was in Queens.
we have an infamous picture.
Do we really?
We have in Manhattan.
No, not the one in Queens.
Not the one in Queens, but in Manhattan, we have one.
So it was an interesting time. So yeah, so the second time we got married, it wasn't like, oh my God, we're devoted, we're in love, let's do this again. It was like, no.
I just needed a favor.
We just needed, and it required a changing of names.
Seriously.
So
that I mean. That's just a heads up that we've been married, so we've been going through a lot in between. And
also, I mean, if nothing else, we've probably been through almost everything, and I can't imagine what we haven't been through. I mean, not rape or anything like that, but anything like that people can think of, I'm pretty sure we've been through it.
Yeah, for sure. And, this podcast is just talking about our testimonials, our journey, what we did, what we could have done, what we should have done, 2020's hindsight. It might be just based around 2020, the hindsight, you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's funny.
You know, that might be what this podcast is based, but these are our own stuff, and we still got a lot to go. So today's podcast, we're gonna be talking about our 4 kids. What was it? What was the title?
Oh, 4 kids and no more. Right.
So our first one, his name was Elias. My mom's name is actually Elisa. Subconsciously, maybe 2020, maybe 2020 hindsight. Maybe that's why I named my son that.
I didn't like the name.
I didn't know. I thought the name was fly. I'm gonna tell you guys the truth for how I named the name. So, when I was in junior high school, I got into like the graffiti game a little bit, like a tad bit. I would lie to people and say, "Yo, this is my tag and shit," and it'll be some fly shit, right? And
What perfect timing, look.
And that's nice.
Can I tell them?
Sure.
So it's funny that we're.
She just got a notification, right?
Yeah, it's funny that we're talking about this right now because I just got a notification for a Clubhouse talk, and the subject is the hysterectomy talk. So I think that's definitely something we have to include in this podcast.
Oh, for sure. This is everything we've been through, baby. Everything. Full disclosure. This is where it is. We're gonna learn the truth. We're gonna learn the ugly truth. We're gonna be honest. This is full disclosure. So brace yourselves, guys. This is a roller coaster. I got into this graffiti game, and like I was trash, bro. Let me tell you. I just used to lie, and I used to lie and tell him. And then one day I met this dude. He was in my school, and he went by the name Riot. Right? It was hard. And then one day he switched up his shit, and he called himself his name, but he did it in graffiti. And his name was Elias. And I don't know if it was because his name was Elias or the every time I hear the name, I see the tag or some shit. You feel me? His fixie real quick. Hey, that name is that's where it's coming. It's not biblical. It has mad. There's mad like in between meanings that I can line it because look, it's my mom. It sounds like the male version of my mom's name.
Elias Elisa.
You feel me? Like one of your cousins.
So yeah, I have a cousin that passed
away
in a motorcycle accident.
And it could be because you know I fuck with your family that much, and I want to name him after that. You feel me? I can go any avenue here, and I think I did. Did I know? Did I ever tell you some bullshit like that?
No. I mean, you were definitely clear about. You didn't tell me the graffiti part. I don't remember that, but I remember you telling me that it was because of somebody in your school named Elias.
I did. I was honest with you.
At that point, always. At that point, I didn't like the name. I wanted this was 11 years ago. This was the Caden, Jaden, all the Den areas.
Oh
Caden,
Jaden. That's funny you brought that up. I like that.
All the Caden.
What year was this?
2009. All those Aiden eras.
Hilarious.
So I wanted something more like Caden. I even would have gone with something like Kevin.
Really?
I would have gone with your name.
Like, all right, that's kind of crazy you bring that up because, like, to me, that don't mean something having like a junior, but like it would be kind of cool. You feel me?
I mean, you technically have a junior because he's just like you.
Yeah, that's crazy.
So yeah.
I didn't know you would have went with Kevin. I thought
I would have gone with it.
That's crazy.
So, yeah. So that's how Elias got his name. He was born. We really wanted him. And I was telling them, I remember at Victor's, remember the first time we went to Victor's for Christmas dinner? That was remember Miss UT told us about Victor's?
Mm-hmm.
I was in Adelphi and we went there for a Christmas dinner.
Right.
I was telling them that I think we spoke about me being pregnant at Victor's at the first time we went.
Did we?
I think so, because I hadn't got my period. I remember. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe the timing is off. I don't know. But that was that. So that's Elias. Quite interesting.
So hold on. Let's get down to the full disclosure nitty gritty of it. Like did like so you lost your virginity at what age?
14.
To me, right? She lost it to me. So that means that I'm a pretty irresponsible guy and I take a lot of pride in that. So I'm pretty sure we were fucking without condoms.
Yeah.
For sure. So did we ever go through any like scares like prior to that? Did you ever go? I know it's 2021 and we should have started the podcast in 2009 when we were going through this, but we didn't. So I know there's a abortion and this, that, and the third. So
Actually,
disclaimer.
Actually, which I don't agree with. I've seen posts. I'm not sure because I don't do my own research about political things, but I know that Trump had signed a like an order or whatever that you couldn't do abortion, and Biden reversed it. So I think abortion is now more legally acceptable. Really? I think, I'm not sure.
Well, this was before his time. So basically, did we go through any of stuff like that in our time? Full disclosure.
So I did. Right before Elias. No, not right before Elias. I think the year before Elias. I don't know when. Oh, it was my first year of college, and
that was your first one?
My first year of college.
How many did you have?
There have been 3. And at this time in my life, I was not mature, or I didn't have the mentality I have now at all. It wasn't anything like where I am now mentally, and and what I believe in. And of course, we're not really adults until we're like 25, 28 years old. So before Elias, so my first one was at the end my first year of college, and we just we knew it wasn't the right time. We were going through a lot, of course. I think our whole life we've just been going through a lot.
I think the full motive for the first abortion was like, you need to finish school. Like, school should have been priority. I'm not saying that's what it was. That's what I'm thinking. In 2020 hindsight, is that true?
Not at all, because I got pregnant while I was still in school. But no, it was just too much that we were going through, and we couldn't imagine going through that. And now that I think about it, I don't know if I would have had that first baby. I don't know how we would have survived, because we were not strong enough, or we weren't like our I don't think our foundation was ever good, but I don't think we were strong enough to go through that. I don't think we were, like, there was no foundation, there was no strength between us, there was no tie between us. There was nothing between us that would have kept us together.
I agree.
At that point. So I think that if we would have had Elias, if we would have had that first baby, we probably wouldn't have ended up together. I think it would have been a really, really crazy.
Yeah, so shout out to Planned Parenthood for that.
Is it Planned Parenthood?
Shout out the door.
It wasn't the door either. Oh, maybe it was the door. I don't know.
Shout out the basement. You feel me? Like, shout everything out, bro. Thank you for your alternative care.
I'm not saying that I'm happy that I did. I think at that point in life, it seemed like the right thing to do.
Well, how old were we? Goddammit, the first one. The first year of college is how old? Were you like 12? You're from Aruba.
18, 19. Stop. So honestly, right? I'm not saying like at that point in life it was the right thing to do, but I wouldn't have one now, and I want to be very clear. And like, I don't think I'm a hypocrite because of that. I think I've just grown. Like, some people will drink and drive, get into an accident, and then not drink and drive. You know what I'm saying? But like, I had one before. I don't think I would have one now. I mean, not that I don't think. I know I won't have one now.
Yeah, and that's kind of messed up. Talking about our second baby now. So hold on. First and foremost, let's just run over the topic of you having these abortions real quick. I don't mean to turn this into like an interview segment, but so you had the first abortion when you was in your first year of Delphi.
Right.
Congratulations to you getting into Delphi first and foremost. So that's a private school, goddammit. Full disclosure, give a heads up. Shit. Second of all, when were the other two?
So there was one that we had Elias, and that one, we had Elias, and that went great. And
so we had ones in between. I don't even remember that, jeez.
So we had the first one, then we had Elias, then we had another one, and this one was literally like an accident, because you're most fertile after you have a baby, like in the weeks after you have a baby, and we did the thing right after Elias, and I got pregnant. And that one at that time, like, mind you, now I understand that having an abortion is literally killing. It's killing. There's no other way to put it. You're killing your life.
Wait, you didn't understand that when you were younger?
I don't think so. I don't think I processed it like I process it now,
Did you ever process that every time you said don't come, you were pregnant?
What?
Did you ever process the fact that every time you said, "Babe, don't come," you were pregnant?
What do you mean by that?
That means did I come fast? I need to, guys. You guys need to help me because we wouldn't have all these damn problems if I didn't have like a sexual enhancement pill to help me out. Please, I do not want to become one of the statistics. I don't want to become part of a data rate on the terrorist watch. Please, I need somebody. Sexual enhancement pills need to
Sponsor you
as soon as possible so this relationship and this marriage lasts, and you don't have, and my family doesn't go through a broken home. Sexual enhancement pill, please.
So I don't think I saw it like that. I thought it was more like, all right, I'm pregnant. I don't want to have this baby, so let's go ahead and do it or do this.
So that was the second abortion.
So yeah, the second one was like, oh hey, oops, let's go ahead and take care of this real quick.
Right, and that was.
And I think it felt okay because like when I spoke to people about it, my sister had done it. Like I don't think my mom.
Full disclosure, huh?
Yeah, my sister had one. So it kind of felt like regular, I guess. My mom didn't have that much influence in me for her to say don't do it, and I would have listened to her.
So your role model was like your sister type?
My sister was definitely my role model.
But Jesse, if you didn't know, now you know now. And
but
I knew that before you, Jesse.
I'm not saying that she influenced me to have it. I'm saying that the standard was
okay because she did it.
Basically, like, hey, this is where you can go if you decide to.
Yeah, I get it. It's like one of your superheroes. You see him jump off the 6th floor and he survived. You're gonna jump off. You're gonna think it's okay to jump off the 6th floor. Which don't jump off the 6th floor, you guys. It hurts.
Please.
You're gonna break something.
Yep.
Full disclosure.
So then the next one was right after Elias. I got pregnant. It was kind of like, oh, so then boom, there you go. And then the other one, I don't remember when, but at some point I got the IUD, and
that era in my life was terrible. I felt the IUD every single time, and I could have trauma. You could have traumatized me, and that is why I need a sexual enhancement pill, guys, because I am traumatized from the IUD era. It hurts. You feel it.
I think we should. So, I got the IUD, and it was like, and the IUD was like, I got the no hormone one, and it was like for 10 years, and somehow I don't know where it went.
So what does that mean exactly? It says no hormone. So what does that mean for you or for us or like?
Because there's birth control that releases hormones into your body. That one doesn't release hormones.
Is that the one where like I see girls that used to look good and now they're on hormone? I mean now they're on birth control. They're fat.
Yeah.
Like they're chubby all here and shit.
Yeah, and it has like a lot of side effects. So you're putting
So guess what, females? You feel me? If y'all want to cheat on your nigga and shit, don't go on birth control with the hormones, cause it's gonna make you look fat and stuff. You think it's gonna give you a fatter ass, which it might, but your chin is gonna grow fatter, and then your jaws. So don't. Full disclosure.
So I don't know where it went. It came out.
I probably blew that shit out your asshole because I was hitting that shit every single time. That shit hurt. I'm serious. That's why sexual enhancement pills. Please reach out to me. Mr. Level Up 88 on YouTube. The Mrs. Arguello on wait, excuse me. Let's start all over again. First of all, Mr. Level Up 88 on IG. The Mrs. Arguello on IG. And the Arguello brand on YouTube. Please reach out to us. I do not want to become a statistic. I'm going to PTSD because of the traumatic IUD days. Please help me.
So when I went to the doctor to get checked, they couldn't find it. So, and I mean, I don't remember it coming out or anything like that.
I'm telling you, I threw that shit.
So yeah, so then I ended up getting pregnant from that one, and I had an abortion. And that one again, it was the same ignorant mentality, like, well, we ain't planned this, like what?
So I'm saying, if I would have had a sexual enhancement pill, you would have never had to get an abortion because I would have been stamina ready. So sexual enhancement pills, please. I actually don't want no more kids at the moment. So if I was to have a sexual enhancement pill or regimen.
And that's exactly why. Can you say that again?
So if I was to have a sexual enhancement pill regimen, please, any sexual enhancement pills,
No,
company.
The part before that.
I don't know what it was.
You said, I don't want any more kids right now.
I don't want any kids right now at the moment. That's why if I had a sexual enhancement regimen, I'll be able to have the stamina and the wherewithal.
And his statement is something that his statement is something that we've been going back and forth for a while. So
what she's trying to say is, I know we're on the topic. I know we're all over the place. Full disclosure, this is how the podcast is going to be. There's no format. We have no producer. Me and my wife are the producers, and our ideas are producing.
Clearly, 4 kids, we are the producers.
Wait till you hear the kids. We ain't going to block out no silent noise. When you hear the kids and everything wake up, full disclosure.
There's a vasectomy?
There were supposed to be vasectomies or vasectomies.
There's been vasectomy talks and no action.
Fellas, this is where I need help at. I need some comments, please. I feel like if I do a vasectomy, which I was supposed to, and I backed out plenty times from you, I'm not gonna lie, full disclosure. Right, I always hamper, yeah, baby, I'm with it, let's get it, yeah, and then when it comes to hell no, baby, fuck out of here. What you mean? I ain't doing shit. I ain't budging. Because honestly, I know the procedure, but the way I interpret it is they cut off my balls. Now I'm less than a man, and my voice is gonna get higher, and I'm not talking like this. I do not want to even think that that's the procedure that I'm going through. Like, that's like saying, hey, for the love of your wife, get a sex change. Full disclosure. Hi, welcome. This is Mr. Level Up 88 talking. You feel me? Like, no, I just can't go through with it. This is why I need a sexual enhancement pill regimen. If you can please reach out to me, because I obviously need it. I'm not trying to be down with the trend. I need help.
So, okay, a little backstory on that.
So I can get,
a little backstory on that. We have 4 kids, as you know.
And I'm not gonna.
Kevin, okay, so
I don't know if 4 kids was the thing that I wanted. Like, I'm just gonna be full disclosure with you. I don't think I ever wanted 4 kids. I would have been done with the first abortion. You feel me? Like,
that's really sad.
I mean, but you know what? It's a blessing in disguise. Let me full disclosure. Let me bring it back because God just touched me right now. It's a blessing in disguise because I wouldn't be the man who I want. I wouldn't have this hustle that I have. I wouldn't have this mentality. I wouldn't be able to grow. I wouldn't be able to, I'm a very numb and cold person. I can say that's full disclosure. A lot of things don't affect me. You feel me? Like, legit, a lot of things don't affect me. And because of my daughter, my second daughter, you feel me? Because of my 4th daughter, like this emotional, this sensitive, this whole, like, how you want to be like a machismo man all the time. I'm kind of born in that, like, in that era. Like, just wanted to just be like alpha all the time. Like, I'm able to kind of just be like, oh, you feel me? Like, I could talk like that without saying pause. You feel me? You feel me? And I think it's okay, cause my daughter, brought a little sensitive side to me, and then
Wait, is that real?
That's real. Full disclosure. Goddamn it, welcome.
Wow.
You feel me? Like, she taught me that, baby. She taught me that, and with my son, my firstborn really gives me a hard time. All jokes aside, guys, full disclosure, my first son gives me a hard time because I see him, and I can, like, I learned about PTSD recently. I learned about it in a very informative and digestible manner. Shout out to LA Finest. That's a fly show on Netflix. Shout out to LA Finest. You niggas is going hard. Hurry up and come back with the 2nd season.
You liked it that much?
I mean, did I like it that much? Yes, but am I super, like, my favorite movie of all time is Terminator. It's on Terminator level? Hell no. But the show was fire, and I just like the format. I just liked it, man. I want to be a filmmaker eventually, and I want to do all that shit. And I really, really, really did enjoy it. It was a good piece of work. I don't know who the fuck did it. I don't think I give a fuck about all that, but the acting and shit and the way I was able to digest all the messages you guys had there. I learned about PTSD, and I think I have an acute version of that when I see my son.
What do you mean?
Because it, like, what it does, it transfers my past into him. It infuses, and I can't tell the difference. Right? So, not that I can't tell the difference, but I know that he can't tell the difference. I don't know how I embody him, because you and I know I'm a fucking, I don't know, bro. I'm weird, bro. Vicariously, I used to live through you.
Yeah.
And
not anymore.
No.
Oh my god.
I used to.
Wow, that's a major step.
You know what I mean? I think so. Maybe I graduated and shit. Shout out to, I got a joke, right? I'm into comedy and shit. I have a joke, right? If we were to have a conversation, we didn't know each other, you would be like, oh yeah, because you're from, we're in Texas now, so in Texas a lot of people like to know, like, oh yeah, what are you doing in life, like what school did you go to and shit like that. And
yeah, A&M or Lone Star, right?
All that extra shit. So then I'd be like, yeah, I went to school and shit. I graduated. They'd be like, where you graduate from? Kindergarten. You feel me? Like, I'm a kindergarten. You know what I mean? I graduate, like, I think junior high school. Do you graduate to go to high school?
Yes.
So I graduated kindergarten, nigga. You feel me? Like, that's all I got for you guys. But that's my little joke. But what I was saying is, like with Elias, like I'm not able to kind of. I know that he can't tell the difference. And
the difference in what?
Like
between what?
Well, like I know that he, like the other day we're talking, and like you know how I just said to you guys right now that I'm numb and cold, and that karma gave me that sense of normal.
Right.
So verbatim used to say that to me sometimes, and like, yeah, well, basically what I'm trying to say is like, my elementary school days were kind of. I guess this is where Eleni could say it's traumatic. I don't think it's traumatic. It's just I used to get bullied basically, and like, they would come up to me and they would just like take my food and just like, I done been punched in my face in elementary school at least 5-6 times, bro. And I used to have knots on my face. I never had a black eye. Niggas always used to hit me in my fucking big ass face, my lips and shit. I always used to have like, I got a couple of cuts and shit from my lips, bro. It's from elementary school. And then, like I guess I was pussy in elementary. You feel me? So I went to IS 237. I guess that was my breakout. That's when I first I got introduced to weed. I lost my virginity. I guess that was my breakout. IS 237, niggas used to punch me in my face. I fucked these niggas up now. You feel me? Like they would be the same way. Like they would.
So in the elementary, when they used to hit you, you wouldn't hit back?
I would not. I was frozen.
She's asking if you want egg, mommy. A boy, your egg.
Mm-hmm. So that was karma, guys. Full disclosure, we ain't editing nothing. This podcast is going. You're going to hear the side talk. You're going to hear everything. This is full disclosure. Because last time I tried to edit something, I done deleted the whole shit. And this episode is pretty good. So, babe, I'm giving you full disclosure now. I ain't editing shit. Whenever it's ready, the only thing we'll edit, I guess, is anything you see on video. Like when you see us, like when you see visuals, we'll edit that, I guess. But we ain't editing this audio. So, no, babe, I wouldn't do nothing. I would freeze up. Niggas, I know y'all done been through this shit, gangster or not. There's a point where you froze up in life. You feel me? You freeze up. I froze, my nigga. Just boom, and it didn't even hurt, nigga. It didn't even I was like, oh, I was crying. It just frozen, numb and shit, right? But I guess that's what my anger and the numb, cause I guess I don't know at that age. I don't know how I felt. I just know that I did not.
Definitely bottled it all in,
right? But now, I get to smile and I get to talk my shit when I got to junior high school. Them same niggas, bro. It was I want to say it was 4 niggas that used to punch me in my face, bro. Some shit. How many days you go to school for, though?
A lot. We only got 2 months off.
I don't know. I'm not saying I didn't get punched in my face every. I don't think I got punched in my face every day. I don't think I got punched in my face every day. That's OD. I don't think I got punched in my face every day. I guess whenever the nigga got grounded and shit, I got punched in my face or some shit, right? But I remember,
so
bro.
You wouldn't tell the teachers either?
Nah, nigga just punched me in my face. I'm pretty sure he had to train his hand already. And then he would sock my shit and just keep it pushing. Just like that. And then Not even to. So first I went to 185, right? And 185 I lasted there for like 2 months.
That's middle school, right?
That's middle school. I lasted there for 2 months. I lasted there for 2 months because I seen the nigga on the bus one time. The nigga used to punch me in my face. When I'm telling you, I jumped on this thing. I seen him not on the school bus, on the
public bus.
Yup.
Yeah.
Jumped on this motherfucker, bro. I was talking to some girl named Blanca. I don't even remember her last name. She was ugly, bro. She looked like a dead ass, like a horse.
I think I know. Oh, she had a brother, right?
I have no idea. She was from
30.
Honduras.
Yeah, I know who that is. She used to go to my church.
Just like a horse, bro. But she was cool, my nigga. I jumped on this nigga, bro. I violated because that girl was crying, bro. Because I jumped on him on some, like, I definitely snuck him. I snuck him 100%. He was some black dude. I snuck him.
What does that mean?
So he was some big black dude. I snuck him. Boom! I hit him. I think I hit him in the back of the head. I remember.
What does snuck him mean?
Oh, snuck him. That means that he was talking to his girl.
It was like
I sucker punched him. I sucker punched the fuck out of him, right? The fuck out of him. Because I remember he fell on the floor. And then I was just pouncing on him like think of a gorilla. Like a gorilla pouncing on the floor. Fist, bro. I hit him with everything I had, bro, on the floor. And I remember the girl, I look up. She's like, stop. She's crying and shit, like bawling and shit. And then I got expelled from that school because of that shit. Or I got transferred, whatever the fuck you want to say. And then I caught the other two. I didn't catch all 4 of them. I caught the other 2, same shit. But I didn't get suspended. I didn't get expelled from 237 though. But because of that, because I was a pop off like that, like a lot of shit happened with my school days. What ended up, I'm not glorifying shit. What ended up happening was a lot of fucked up shit happened. Right now, I'm introduced to this lifestyle now because I'm a pop off. Right, so now a lot of people want to fuck with me. Now I'm introduced to like. Just the gang. That's when I got introduced to the Bland. Like the Bland was fucking with me for a little bit. So I'm introduced to this lifestyle and like.
So the Bland are projects in Flushing.
Yeah. So I'm the Bland is projects in these Flushing. So I used to live like maybe like 2 blocks down the block from the projects down there. And so I'm just introduced to a whole bunch of people. And the problem with me is that the Bland was my hometown, right? And they were blood. But I was fucking with niggas from Pomnock, which was Crip.
Oh.
So I would never fuck with these niggas. Like all these, I don't know, bro. I didn't feel. I felt like these niggas wanted to fuck with me. They would have been fucking with me. They started fucking with me when I was in school as a pop off. You feel me? These niggas in Pomnock, they met me as the pop off, and they was like, "Oh, you come on." So I was fucking with them the whole time, which then drew some conflict on my neighborhood, and that's when Woozy got involved, and then I used to chill with some nigga that the niggas didn't like in my neighborhood, and because of him, I got into a whole bunch of shit in my neighborhood, and then fast forward, go to Maple Park, god damn it, you feel me? Come to Maple Park and shit. And then, I used to play basketball and shit. So I'm just I'm all over the place though. Now I'm glorifying my basketball days. You can't see me in basketball. But maybe that was a long time ago. I'm call me Wash Up now. But so yeah, so with my son, right? So since I went through all those things and shit and all those emotions, I feel like I know what he's going through because man, does he give me a hard time, man.
I think it definitely triggers you.
I think you're right. And that's like PTSD-ish, like because I can embody what he's going through, and I know that he's numb and he doesn't give a fuck, and it's just like, I'm just passionate on the way I'm trying to get to him. You might not see it and shit, but it's tough for him.
It is very. I think that just to kind of like relate to what you were talking about, I don't know if you guys caught this because it stopped recording at some point, but Kevin said that I am a square, so I see things very. And Kevin I think you hate this, right? You hate that I read books, and I the same way.
I don't hate it. I just feel like, you know why I don't hate it, but I think she might see it that way because, full disclosure, I've never read a book in my life. So I've never read a whole entire book in my life. And get what was the only time where I even attempted You would think school or some shit like that, right? But no, because I'm a kindergarten graduate, so no, that wasn't the time when I was trying to read a book. The time when I was trying to read a book was when I was locked up for 2 weeks.
Right.
You feel me? And get what? I didn't make it past the first page. I was just reading chapters and shit. Like, yeah, I'm about to read this, I'm about to read it. I didn't do shit with it. You feel me? Like,
so I read books and I apply what I read. But also, me and Kevin are opposites, very opposite. So he's very,
I'm special ed, she's not.
Right. He's very hands-on learning. I'm very,
Is it kinetic or phonetic?
Kinetic.
I'm a kinetic ass learner.
I'm very, like, I'm a read it and apply it. Read it and apply it type of person. And I'm also very, like, I think kind of like black and white type of person. Sometimes psychological. So when I see a lot of things, like, in my head, and this is, like, in my head, I'm, like, I evaluate it psychologically. Like, I'm a special education teacher.
Hey, shout out to you.
So
making just as much as me. So when I sit there and I see a lot of things that Kevin does, like in the past, I used to not say it, right? I used to not say anything, or I would say things like, or I would kind of like just touch the surface. But as we're getting older, a lot of things are like, we can't continue going on down the same path, right? Because I know that it's not going to result in what we want it to result in. So the most recent experience we had was basically when Elias does, like, Elias, he's reckless. No boundaries, no holds bars. Like, he doesn't care. Like, even last night, my mom was trying to go in the bathroom, and because he cleaned it, he literally stood in front of the door and was like, "Yo, you're not using this bathroom." And he told my mom no. You know, and I don't think we're raising a terrible child. I think that's part of him. One, because of all the things that he's been through. Two, because of the way we've handled things with him. And three, because honestly, naturally, I think he's like that. So when I see some of the way that Kevin approaches him, in Kevin's head, he's like, "Yo, I'm trying to protect him from." What she means by that is that I'm very, very passionate with the way I discipline him.
Or aggressive.
I think aggressive is the wrong word. It's just I'm really passionate because guess what? Like we're two different.
But that's the problem. The problem is that I didn't know that Kevin used to get punched in his face, but he just said it. He used to get punched in his face. Nothing would happen. But those emotions that he was going through, everything that he was going through, everything he felt, everything that his brain went through, it didn't just slide out just like the punch. Like, literally, that went somewhere in his head. And then in junior high school, and that's why in junior high school it was so hard for you. Because everything he went through in elementary, boom, it came out in junior high school. So it's like, that's a lot.
But,
you know?
But the different... No, okay. Yes, I'm not saying...
From a psychological
I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm not saying... I actually agree with 100% with everything you said. But the difference between why I think Elias is rich and he's in good hands is because I didn't have no fucking outlet. My outlet could have been all the things that I was addicted to.
That was your outlet, babe. That was your coping. This is how you cope. That was your outlet. That's your coping. That's everything. But what I'm saying is that.
But he didn't. What I say, he had these. I had these coping mechanisms, right? This is bad.
Right.
He has support now.
He's still coping.
With what?
He copes through TV. He copes through Fortnite. That's a way to cope, Kevin.
I don't know, baby. That's just a kid, babe.
It is just a kid, but some kids are not so addicted to it like he is. Even before
he's addicted. We're talking about Fortnite, guys. He's addicted to Fortnite because he's fucking nice at it. My son is nice. The thing is, like, I can't get to stream him yet because he doesn't like obey by the laws in the house real quick.
So part of the problem is that Kevin still doesn't see things the way no, that's not the problem. Like, I don't. Full disclosure, right? Kevin is not okay. Kevin hasn't even started his healing process in all the things that he's been through in life.
How do you know me not telling the truth and being full disclosure is not my healing progress?
Okay, well then he just now started it.
Okay, that's valid.
Okay, right.
That's valid.
But he's not well into his healing process where he can now address somebody who's going through what he went through. Because maybe Elias is not getting punched in the face by kids in school, but maybe Elias is being addressed in ways that would have the same effect, right? There's a study that says that yelling at your kids has the same effect that's hitting your kids. Again, this goes in the difference between Kevin and I. I'm a book study researcher type of person. So I don't even know how we got here, but basically,
because it's full disclosure. Goddamn it, welcome.
So basically, and that's what it is. Kevin has been through so much in his life. He doesn't understand what it's done to him, right? And I'm no expert, but as as a person who can, I'm just gonna go with it. He doesn't understand what it's done to him, so he's sitting here and he's being triggered by things that he got triggered by. He's handling things in ways that it was handled with him, but we have to look at it and say, did it really work? No, Kevin is not in jail for life. No, Kevin is not freaking an unfunctional, defunctional addict. No, like, yes, Kevin has a family. He's raising his kids. He's with his kids every single day. He has a marriage. He's with his wife. He's a good husband.
Except though I do need sexual enhancement pills.
So, but really, like, and Kevin has been saying this, it's bigger than us.
Yeah.
Right? It's bigger than us. And that day when the most recent incident happened between Kevin and Elias, that's when I realized it is bigger than us, right? Because if we don't get it right with our kids, or not even if we don't get it right, if we don't improve with our kids, they're going to grow up and they're going to do the same thing. And that's a cycle that we've broken a lot of generational curses.
By moving out here to Texas. That I don't know if that sounds like a big deal. I don't know if there's like, I don't know who's listening to this yet, because this is our first episode, so we don't got the demo, we don't got all these graphs yet. But just making that move to get away from everything that's starting all over is the hardest thing in the world. That shit was crushing me. We should have, I don't know when the first time you brought this up to me. And I'm not saying, I don't know if it was even you that brought it up to me to move from New York. Just move somewhere and just start all over. I couldn't do it. And I did it. And it's been a lot of good things with that. It's been a lot of good things with that. I don't know how else to say it. Like, it's been a lot of, I done made more money than I ever made in my life. And I'm not, this ain't that, like, I'm not glorifying the amount of money I made. 32 years old, and I was supposed to make this money. I'm late. I'm special ed. I always call it. I'm late. I'm late to this shit. Special ed nigga, bro. But you gotta fear. You can't let fear consume you. You can't let fear don't pay the bills. Period. COVID is not gonna pay the bills, nigga. Go get your money. Entrepreneurship is your way. You're not gonna live in a mansion if you fucking working 9 to 5 job. Even if you make 100,000, you still not gonna live in a mansion.
Right.
Come on now. So, I'm just saying, man, we broke a lot of generational curses by just moving and trying to try these changes. But I guess my wife is stuck on, like, I guess you got to make bigger changes, emotional and mental.
I wouldn't say stuck on it. It's a journey and a process for all of us. I mean, the only reason why I feel like I'm more emotionally stable is because I've been working on myself internally for a few years, I'm nowhere near where I want to be, but I'm way further than where I used to be, and definitely can see things differently. And I'm not putting myself above you, because we all have, like, you've made strides in your own way, like you said, you've made more money than you've made before. That's your accomplishment. My accomplishment is a little bit different. So we're not one is better than the other, or I did this and you didn't. I
bet. So what's your equivalent? What's your equivalent accomplishment in your world, because you're square, than making more money than you made in New York?
I think being a better wife. I think being a better...
Is that debatable?
I don't think at all.
Go ahead, next.
I think especially because, like, I don't know, like, the other day I asked you if you were happy and you said no. But maybe I should ask, like, are you happier than before? Like, we don't fight like we used to fight before. And a lot of it is because I hold my tongue. It ain't, like...
No, a lot of it is because I ain't cheating.
Okay, so...
Let's keep it a buck.
Okay, fine.
Let's keep it a buck, because look, this is why sometimes I get super angry with her, right? Because a lot of times in New York... In where? New York.
Oh.
Over there, most of the times while we was arguing is because I was cheating on her. Because, full disclosure, I was cheating on you since the word go. Alright? So to me, in my head, I guess this is full disclosure, and this is the closure that we're looking for. In my head, not that we're looking for, maybe that we need to hear. In my head, I think everything's okay no matter what, except that I need sexual enhancement pills. Please reach out to us. I think everything is okay because I'm not doing any of that. But I guess because I'm special that I don't see the bigger picture, and I see, because I remember you kicked me out one time for not being able to provide. Right. You feel me? So it's a lot bigger than what you just said.
What?
Yeah, because it can't be, like, I guess you hold your tongue and that might help us a lot.
I mean, you definitely cut me off. So, like, I mean, you wouldn't know what else I have to say because you cut me off. But, like I was saying... I'm
just shut the fuck up then. Full disclosure.
I think one of them is... Because, I mean, there has been
that
times...
could be merch.
It is going to be merch. Like, one time, I like... one time, my mother-in-law... I was on the phone with my mother-in-law. And we were going at it. And she said... And she heard my tone. And she heard the first words coming out of my mouth. And she said, "Yo, watch your mouth because you're really reckless at the mouth." And I admit,
my mom said that to you?
Yeah.
For real?
Yeah.
I knew my mom was gang. Let me tell you guys something about my mom. So growing up, my mom would always throw parties, and I remember one time. I don't remember how many times, but I remember one time. I remember we had to go because we used to live on the 3rd floor. I used to live in 3K. So we went up to the 6th floor, right? And on the 6th floor. She used to go party up there with Lupe and them. That was her name. Lupe that was Georgina's mom.
Oh wow.
Yeah, Lupe is Georgina's mom. And up there, my mom used to party and she used to get wasted. I don't know if my mom was. I don't know if my mom sniffed J. I don't know if my mom did crack. I don't know. I just know my mom used to party. And sometimes she used to have to get dragged out, like 5 people picking her up to take it down to the 3rd floor. God. And then across the street was her cousin's crib, Jesus. And then that's where she used to party there all the time. My mom used to throw parties like crazy. And so that was when I was a little kid. And then when I started to get like junior high school, I guess that's when her disease was taking over her. So she became more softer, more fragile now. So now that I look at it, 2020 hindsight, I guess my mom was so...
Full disclosure, 2020 hindsight.
I got mad ideas. It's like better than saying like dead ass. It's like better than saying no offense. Yeah, you feel me? It's crazy. Maybe the way my brain was conditioned was I thought my mom was gangster from X age to X age, and then her disease started kicking in, and then she became more fragile, more soft, and more like giving and shit, because she wasn't nice. She was rowdy. My mom was rowdy. I seen my mom fight before.
Oh, really?
I seen my mom fight. She fought Lucy, the one she lived like right next to the incinerator. She fought Lucy because Lucy said some shit to me, and my mom heard her. But I know it was at nighttime. She was with this. My mom just popping off. So I think like I embodied that, because that's my mom. That's my superhero. Yeah. Cause my mom raised me single. She didn't have no husband, no ex nigga, no. She broke up with this nigga, my dad, and that's it. She left that nigga. She had no niggas. I don't remember her being with no type of niggas. And she was with this shit. So my mom, I guess I embodied that until that age, and then later on, from like 14 on, I embodied this shit and who she was. And my mom.
Oh, there she is calling.
Yeah, my mom's calling, but I don't think we can pick up right now because we're doing a podcast right now. Full disclosure, I don't talk to my mom a lot. I done spent years without talking to my mom. You know what I mean? And why? Well, stay tuned for more episodes to figure out why. You feel me? But yeah, man. So I think that's what kind of molded me in being who I was. You know what I mean? Because I was a certain type of way. I've been through phases in my life, and I know that's what everybody goes through. But I didn't know she said that to you.
Yeah.
Is that the first? Did she make you say like, whoa? She ever talk to you like that?
Nah, my blood was already boiling. So when she said that, I was gonna keep going, but I kind of just said, you know what? All right. It wasn't. I don't think she wasn't coming at me. I think it was a disagreement we were having. Because since we moved here, we've had a lot of differences in things, like difference in opinion about things, especially because his mom doesn't come out here as often as I think she should, and that really gets to me. So that's what it was about. It was about, I think, her supposed to come here or something with your sister, and she kind of heard me, and she was like, yo, watch your mouth because you already know how you get, right?
Guess what?
So she said that, but what I'm saying is that because, like, I've learned throughout the years that a lot of the things that we've had, I've always escalated it with my mouth, and that happened not maybe like last year. It happened last year, right? Where I said something about you not being consistent in YouTube, you know? Like, you remember that? And we really got into it that time. I think it was right before we went to New Orleans. You don't remember that fight? We got into a really ugly fight, and okay, so just to be clear, because Kevin, I don't know if he's confused or what. I'm not accrediting the progress we've made to just myself. I'm acknowledging the progress that I've made that has contributed to the progress that we've made.
Full disclosure, right? Kevin's a megalomaniac. Do you agree?
So the definition of he's self-centered at times, yes. Like he's.
So do I have an acute version of megalomaniacism?
I think so. He's very
#acute megalomaniacism.
So I'm telling you what I know that I've contributed to make this better. Not saying that Yolene, you saved this marriage, because by far I didn't. I definitely did not.
First
at
off,
all.
Let's hear what you got to say because I'm ready.
So no, and I'm telling you, like, one of the things is watching my mouth, watching my tone, and watching the way I address things. Like, there's a saying somewhere. It's like it's better to live. I don't remember exactly.
Silence is golden.
No, it's better to live like with a witch or with animals than to have a woman with a bad tongue. Like, it's some saying like that.
Oh.
Because like literally, like, and this is sad, but like my words and what I say can really like cause a war.
Full disclosure, you think that's why domestic violence happened in this relationship?
No, I think domestic. I think, like I said, it contributed to it, right?
Do you think domestic violence caused? No, do you think your tongue caused domestic violence? Yes or no?
Yes or no? No, I don't think so.
No.
No, I no. Do you want me to say why not?
Do you want me to tell you why? All right, you tell me why, and then I'll tell you why.
Well, because I think there's a lot of factors that go into that. It's not a one thing.
It's very healthy.
Thank you, girl.
I think it's a lot of things. I don't think it was it's not a one-stop shop. You know, I think that it was a lot of your triggers. Honestly, just how Kevin was raised by a single mom, I was raised by an independent, egotistical in her own way, single mother who made it a point to never depend on a man for anything. Who was
basically what you're saying is that my mom was broke, we was poor, and her mom made money.
No, that's not at all
that
what
you,
I said.
you like.
I'm talking about the single mom part. What? I didn't say
Mom, well,
clearly, Kevin.
That has something to do with a lot of our upbringing.
Not where I was.
You went to etiquette classes.
I sure did.
Exactly.
So,
period.
But what I was getting at, and it still didn't make me a better woman though, and that's where I'm getting at, right? I was raised by a independent woman who made it a point to never depend on a man, and that doesn't work in a marriage or in a relationship. Hence why my mom, hasn't had a long, fruitful,
she's been with this nigga for a little bit though.
But it wasn't healthy, and she didn't end up with him. But basically, what I'm saying is that, and this is the reality of a lot of people. The reality of a lot of people is that, they don't have that. Women, they don't have, like, I didn't know what it was to be a wife. Like, I honestly had to study that shit. I did. I had to talk to other people to figure out what it was to be a wife. You know what I'm saying? I didn't know that I was supposed to shut the F up sometimes when Kevin had something to say, even though I thought he was wrong. But I had to learn that to get to where we are now. And it's not like letting him walk all over you. It's saying, yo, honestly, one thing that somebody said to me the other day, it's a small price to pay for your marriage. And that shit, and a lot of that stuck to me, because as like when I see things, it's like, yo, it's a small price to pay for your marriage, right? And again, it's bigger than us, for our marriage, for our family, and it's never letting him walk all over you, right? Because if I have a problem with something, Kevin will know it. Maybe he won't know it right then and there, but I make it a point to let him know. And I'm not here swinging, yelling, cursing, right? Not at him. I curse because I'm emotional, but I make it a point to let him know. So please don't confuse the fact that we cannot. Don't confuse my words. Don't misinterpret them. I'm not saying that women are not supposed to tell men what's happening or how they feel or any of that. What I'm saying is there's a way to go about it.
So what I interpret from that is,
here we go.
Ladies and gentlemen, full disclosure is, if you want your nigga or your bitch to be a particular type of way, you need to train her like a fucking dog. Or train them like a dog. You need to train them. Alright, maybe not like a dog.
I would say,
but you need to train. You do need to train them, because
I think you need to work more on yourself than the other person.
Wait, I don't think you should be in a relationship if you got to work on yourself.
Well, but realistically, it doesn't happen like that, though. Everybody gets into a relationship, but I think I got better by working on myself, and it's continual. Every day, I'm learning things to do to work on myself. Like, what's an example?
Fucking example. Why don't we stop? How about full disclosure? Stop working on ourselves. Let's just work on trying to get this money on this internet.
That's what we're doing right now. By working on ourselves.
Yeah, but
your therapy?
All right. First and foremost, full disclosure. I done had this fucking resourceful ass setup for damn near how long?
The computer? No, not that long. Less than
Baby, I had the.
Oh,
how long? When did I give this bitch back to the streets and get a full refund? When did I give this bitch back to the streets and got a full refund?
What do you see what I'm saying? I have no idea.
That don't make no sense.
What did you give back?
I gave back the car.
Oh, see, I had no idea what you were talking about.
For real?
Not see, and that's what I mean. And a lot of time.
All right, guys. So basically, let me cut her off and tell her. So, of course, we've been together 20.
Okay. So now that we touched on the fact that we had affairs while we were married, we can also start talking about one of the craziest things that I did or that I thought about while we were separated, which was having a baby.
Forced on me? Trapping me?
Which was, let me say it like this, which was wanting to have a baby with Kevin. And basically, when I was, we'll get into details at another time. But I remember one day vividly, we were young, maybe 15 years old. We was in my mom's building where I was living, obviously. And we're walking and Kevin was like, yeah, I want to have a little girl with you and I want her to have your nose. So when I found out Elias was a boy, I cried my eyes out because I really wanted to have a girl. Because I, who the hell was thinking he was going to have all these kids? So I cried and we got, we separated and everything happened. And while we were separated, I told Kevin, and I told other people too, yo, I want to have another baby once I graduate, once I get my degree, and it has to be with Kevin. Kevin calls it forcing it on him.
Yeah, because I didn't want to have no more kids with you.
He always said that. He always said, I don't want to have no more kids with you. I don't want to have no more kids with you. But we will find out on the next episode.
Oh, nice.
What it means to have a baby forced upon Kevin. And honestly, the real question, Kevin, did you want another kid?
Stay tuned.